Hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Patience. To my existing subscribers, welcome back. If this is your first time here, be sure to click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can continue to indulge in the Haute Bella experience. In today's video, you guys, I'm going to be trying out a new set of brushes. This set of brushes intrigued me so much, and the brushes that I speak of are these little babies right here. These are double domed brushes from BDellium tools. My first exposure to BDellium tools was at the makeup show in Dallas, Texas several years ago. I loved going to the makeup show. For some reason they don't come to Dallas anymore, so hopefully they'll change their mind and start to come back again, because I love walking through the makeup show and seeing all the innovative type of makeup products that are new on the market, hot, new, you know, I love that. This set of brushes fit into that category. These are very unique and I wanted to give them a try. So just in case you have not heard of BDellium tools, it's spelled B-D-E-L-L-I-U-M, so you would think that it would be pronounced BDellium, but it appears that it's pronounced BDellium. But again, I want to give you a little bit more information about this company. On the BDellium Tools website, it says, "We create makeup tools to offer more choices and better control over application in professional beauty and special effects makeup. Our goal is to continually design new, unique, and innovative makeup tools to support the makeup artistry and creative expression." BDellium Tools started in Los Angeles in 2009, founded by Edward Kim. Our products are designed in California and custom manufactured by a team of skilled artisans at our factory in China. In this way, the quality and integrity of each piece can be guaranteed. We also produce and design custom branded products for larger clients. So what I take from that last statement there is that we could potentially be getting brushes that are manufactured, created by and manufactured by BDellium tools, but they're branded under a different name. So that could be a possibility. That's what it sounds like. I know that BDellium tools have been around for a while. I have several BDellium tools brushes already in my makeup brush collection. A couple of them I carry in my professional kit all the time. But again, these right here, these double domed brushes were just, I was just curious about them. I hope that you are curious about them too. I used these brushes to create my complexion today. So if you'd like to see these brushes in action and in more detail, then keep watching. So look at these. These are super interesting to me. These are double domed brushes. This one is for your foundation. This one is a slanted brush, but it still has the double dome. So this one I think I'm going to use for doing a little contouring. And then there's this one, which is the smaller of the three. And this is supposed to be for the eyes. So this is either for eyeshadow or even for concealer. So I'm going to use these brushes in the way it claims they're intended to be used. Not only do they have the double dome, but they also have like this kind of slightly angled, if you can see that, this slightly angled type of ferrule here, which is really interesting. So yeah, so let's get into it. I chose to use my product from NARS for my complexion today. I'm going to be using the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I'm in the shade Morea. Last time I used this shade, I think I was okay with it. It might be a little bit deep. We're going to see. I'm also going to be using my Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I'm in the shade Caramel. And then I went ahead and pulled out a NARS blush that I had, and this is in the shade Taj Mahal. So we're just going to work our way through those. And then for my contouring, I think I'm going to use my Danessa Myricks Power Bronzer. So let's get into this. Alright, my skin has been prepped as I normally would. I have cleansed, I've toned, I've used my essence, I've moisturized, and I've used a primer. I used my Lancome Le Base Primer. I am going to be using the Viseart Grand Pro palette for my eyes today. I have not touched this palette in quite some time. So I'm going to start off though by adding a brow bone highlight as I normally do. I'm going to be using a highlighter as my brow bone highlight. You guys know I love doing that. And I'm just going to place this on the highest part of my brow bone. Very nice. And I'm going to go into this Grand Pro 1 eyeshadow palette from Viseart. If you have not seen this palette, this is what she looks like. So this is an all matte palette. So I think my look is going to stay all matte today. I'm not sure. I have another palette from Viseart, which is their Grand Pro 2, I believe, which is the shimmer version. So I may end up adding some shimmer shades, but I don't know. I think I want to focus primarily on the complexion today. This is the smallest brush in the 3-piece set coming from BDellium Tools. I'm going to start off using this shade right here. I'm going to use this as my transition shade. You can see the product on the brush there. And I am going to place this on my lids and blend it in as I normally would. Now, I did use my P. Louise eyeshadow base to prep my eyes today. This brush is supposed to allow me to blend and build up much quicker or faster than I normally would. And right off the bat, I think we may be on to something, because I'm just taking my time, right, to add more product to the brush as I go, but still, just in the amount of product that I have on the brush and the times that I've had to dip back in, you can already see where I'm getting some color that is definitely coming through. And this feels really soft. This is a synthetic brush, but still, it's really, really soft. I want to see how well this builds up also, not only with the swiping motion, but if I'm patting my shadow on, right? I know there's different styles to applying eyeshadow, and it looks like it's building up really well. Blend this out just a little bit more, because as much as I'm patting it on, I do want this to be blended. Okay. Not bad. I've got a towel here in my lap, and I've also got some brush cleaner here. This bottle is for the Japanesque makeup brush cleaner, but that's not what I have in here. I have the cleaner from Monda in here. You guys have heard me talk about the Monda brush cleaner before. That's my favorite. Okay, now this I find very interesting too, because normally when I'm cleaning my brushes, I get quite a bit of product on the towel. Look at this. This is the amount of product that I got on the towel after using this brush, and that was going back and forth into the pan, swiping the product on my eyelids, patting the product on my eyelids, and that's all of the product that I have remaining in the bristles of this brush. So that's quite impressive to me. So that would mean that all the product that I actually put on the brush, the majority of it, the real majority of it, went onto my lid, which is perfect. So I'm going to continue on, and this is already dry. That's one of the things I like about Monda brush cleaner, is that it is fast drying. So I'm going to go back to this palette here, and I am going to use, I'm going to use this shade right here. I'm going to place this right on top, or in the crease area. I'm going to place this on my lid and on the crease area. So I'm going to put this right here. This is going to be a really simple, easy breezy eye look, but that got that on my lid, blended and everything pretty quickly. Okay, I think we're ready to move on to my other eye, because that is on. That's the color payoff, with one dip into the pan and one actual application on the eye. So not too bad. We're going to build this up. And this is really good. This is really good. This is quick eye makeup application for sure. Look at that. Nice build up. I'm gonna go in one more time on both eyes. Maybe I'll try a patting. Still very, very nice. Very pretty. All right, I'm gonna clean this brush off again. I'm not using any brush cleaner this time because there's not a lot of product that gets stuck in the bristles. It's mainly being deposited onto my eyelid, which is awesome. So I'm now going to go into this shade right here, and I am going to place this on my outer V and sweep it into the crease area. In my effort to get some precision on this outer V, I'm angling this brush because remember it's got two domes on it, right? This top one and a bottom one. So I'm putting most of my eyeshadow product on the top one and then just kind of angling it as part of my application so I can still have control. And when I get into here, I'm still using both of them, so hopefully that's blending those two shades together, which it is. Look at that. It's giving that a really nice gradient type of look. Wow. Okay. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot because it's not taking me a lot of time to get the blend that I want. You know, even as I'm going from my outer V to my lid shade, it made it really easy to get that gradient type look. I'm going to go back to my transition shade, which was this shade right here, and I'm going to put a little bit more of that on the top here, taking it up a little bit higher because I don't want to lose that shade. And boom, it just blended that out just like that. Wow. Very little effort. This little brush is working. I'm going to add some liner and lashes and I'll be right back. So my liner and my lashes are done. I'm ready to move on to my concealer. And I normally use my concealer to clean up my wing if there's any cleanup needed. I have a little cleanup that I want to do, but this brush is too wide, or it's not going to be small enough for me to get into that fine detail. So I did have to pull out another of my BDellium tools brushes. This one is the one that I'm going to use. This is a very small angled brush. As you can see, I picked this up at the makeup show some years back from BDellium tools, and I'm just going to go in and do a little cleanup first, and then I'll go back to the larger brush that I have here to actually apply the concealer in my overall under eye area. So I just want to clean up my wing. This one I'm okay with. This one I kind of got a little over anxious, so I just want to clean this up just a little bit. Just like that, just to make that wing nice and crisp. And now I'm going to use this brush. Now I did do some color correcting around my mouth area. I chose not to do any color correcting under my eyes because I want to see how well I'm going to be able to build up the concealer using this brush, and hopefully it doesn't make me start to look too cakey. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I'm using my NARS, what is this? The NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I'm in the shade Caramel. So I'm just going to dip this into my concealer. And I'm going to start by just kind of dabbing this into place first. Let's see. So I'm blending this in. It's just giving me good coverage using this brush, and am I able to do that pretty quickly? I think the answer to that would be yes. Okay, I'm going to go over to the other eye. I'm going to dab this concealer on first with this brush. This is the smaller of the brush that comes in this 3-piece set from BDellium tools. This is the domed or the double domed blending brushes. But it seems to be doing this pretty quickly. And what I mean by pretty quickly is that I'm able to pat and swipe, right? And it's not taking me a long time to build it up because my patting and swiping motions aren't leaving any streaks or any patches. So I'm going to build up a little bit more. You can see right in here I need a little bit more concealer, maybe a little bit right in here. This is typically what I would have to do anyway. So I'm just going to pat a little bit more concealer right in here. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. You guys know that I have my favorite brush that I use for applying my concealer. It is actually a foundation brush, and where is it? You guys have seen me use this brush many times. I've got so many of these. It's this brush right here. This is what I would normally use to apply my concealer. And it, like I said, it's actually a foundation brush, but I really do like the way it applies my concealer. This may be an option here because I am liking the way this looks. Okay, not bad at all. What do you guys think? I'm now going to move on to my contouring, and I'm using my Danessa Myricks Power Bronzer in Deep. I'm now switching over to the slanted style of brush in this BDellium Tools 3-piece brush set. This is really interesting. It still has that little curve on the neck of the brush, if you can see that. I'm going to flip this upward this way where the longer side of the domes is facing downward. So again, that's just to give me a little bit more precision. So, and I'm going in an upward motion here. Okay. That's done. That's one application and that's done. And you can see how that's very soft. So depending on how deep you wanted your base to be contoured or how chiseled you wanted it to be, you could definitely build this up. I'm going to build this up just a little bit more because you guys know that I'm going to be putting some foundation on top. So far I'm liking this brush because it is allowing me to do my blending really easily just using the brush, even though I am going to go back in with a sponge just to kind of soften things up. But for the most part, it is doing a good job of blending all by itself, you know, and quickly. It's doing it really quickly. So that's one of the things that it does claim that it will do, and I can agree with that. And anywhere I'm wanting that detail to be, I'm making sure that I'm laying down the longer brush first in that area so it doesn't fan out too much. But this is quite nice. It is now time for foundation, and I'm using the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I'm in the shade Maria. This is the real test here for me. I guess all of it has been a real test, but I'm really curious how this is going to work for me, being that I use the reverse method for applying my foundation. So I'm going to start off with just this much foundation on my palette. I think that that's probably going to be too much, but we'll see. But yeah, since I use the reverse method or the backlighting method for applying my complexion products, this is really going to be interesting using this brush. I'm hoping that I'm going to have the control that I want and need, so let's try it out. I am just going to dip this brush into the foundation. I'm going to make sure it's not too splotchy on the brush though. I'm going to make sure that it looks pretty even on the brush. Yeah, like I said, I think this is going to be too much foundation, but that's okay. I'm just making sure that the product is spread out evenly in the brush before I get started. I want to make sure that there's not any clumps of product anywhere, that, you know, that the product is dispersed evenly throughout the brush. Start right in here. All right. Not bad. Not bad at all. Do I think it took me less time? For the foundation part, maybe not. Definitely for the eyeshadow and for the contouring that I've done, I think it took me less time. The double domes are good because they allow you to cover more area faster, but I think that it applied the foundation beautifully. And I like the fact that when I am dabbing and buffing in that it really does blend everything together really nicely. Very pretty. I'm going to finish off this look and I'm going to come back so we can talk about these brushes a little bit more. All right, you guys, let's talk about it. So these brushes are so intriguing to me. I think they applied my complexion products relatively well. This double dome is really interesting. I think that the double dome works well if you're covering the larger portions of the face. I think if you're looking to do detail work like contouring, detail contouring and things like that, that you may have to be a little careful using these because they are quite wide. Even with this brush, you would think that this is the right size for contouring and such. It's not too big, but it does have the double domes on it. You do have to be careful because if you're really trying to chisel out an area, you have to be certain that you're getting your product only on the larger dome and not on the smaller one, and make sure that you're working in the right direction. If you're used to directional blending, then these won't be a problem for you. You know, you'll automatically know, okay, I need to blend upward with this, you know, instead of downward to make sure that I don't lose control. But again, I think that they're really interesting and I think they do what they claim to do. This set of 3 is $26 on the BDellium Tools website. $26 is not a bad price for 3 brushes. BDellium Tools creates brushes for other brands or for larger clients. So you could possibly be using a BDellium Tools brush in your brush collection and really not know it. But again, right, I think that these are really interesting and I wanted to pick them up to try them out. I will definitely be using them again because I do think that they did do a really good job. I will leave a link to BDellium Tools down below so that way you can go and explore their website. They've got so many brushes of so many different types. These brushes are synthetic brushes. Oh, and I wanted to mention one other thing. And I don't know if this is wah 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 or not, but still, this is one of the things that I noticed. These are synthetic brushes and they are dyed black. While I was cleaning these brushes, the black dye was actually coming off on my towel. I don't know how I feel about that, but I will say that it doesn't prevent me from trying these brushes or using these brushes again. And I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you found it interesting. And if you did, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on my next video. Bye-bye.